Hey guys, ArchieLuxury on an Emirates 777. I'm just talking watches and drinking coffee. Talking watches and drinking coffee. In business class on Emirates. Hi guys, Paul Pluta on the Paul Pluta channel. Today guys, we're doing paid reviews. This here was a paid review, which actually it came in when I was doing a live show on the weekend. And this was from Julian. And before we do this, it's paid review AU42. What am I wearing? I'm wearing a Patek Philippe, a Grand Classique. It's a Calatrava 5127. It's a Grand Classique from Patek Philippe. Why do I do that instead of like this? It's so you can see the time. So it's only 9:05 in the morning. Get back to work, fat boy! Fat boy, it's me. Get back to work. Okay, so let's jump straight in. Julian says, hello, Pontiff. Great show with Rich Buddy last night with lots of Patek Philippe talk. That's my live show. It's on a special channel, ArchieLuxury Corporate Live. It's my corporate channel. Okay, so lots of good talk about Pateks. Yes, we had Rich Buddy, just to recap. He's got a few interesting references. He's got a Patek 5196 rose gold. What do you think? Do you think the Aquanuat market is softening? Some dealers seem to be reducing the price to the 34 to 36,000 US dollar range. Others seem to be holding strong at 44,000 US dollars. Is this a real shift due to Hong Kong, etc., or just a summer lull? Yes, indeed. This is a very, very good question. Very, very, very good question indeed. As you guys probably know there, Patek Philippe, unfortunately, things like the dress watches, they're kind of... they're cool, but they're not the in-hip watches. The in-hip is Steel Sports, Rolex, Steel Sports, Patek Philippe. And Patek Philippe is the Aquanaut and the Nautilus market. Look, I got to be completely honest with you. When you're looking at a market like this, for starters, you've got to understand what is driving it. And the answer is, a lot of these price pressure, I believe, is from the Chinese market. So the Chinese market itself is paying crazy money for these products. That's why I believe prices have gone crazy on the Rolex Daytonas, like the Panda, the Hulk, the Pepsi. That's why I believe it's gone so crazy. And also in the Patek market, Aquanaut and Nautilus. Now, I gotta tell you, it's interesting you're having this conversation because I was talking to a dealer yesterday. And I was actually talking to dealer, this was my good friend, Sydney Watch Exchange, Cove from Sydney Watch Exchange. And he was saying to me, he says, you know, in the market is very, very sensitive at the moment. He said, a couple of weeks ago, this is Australian reference, but you can relate it to your own market. The Batmans were going 22.5, 23,000 Aussie dollars. Okay, one Aussie dollar is 67 cents US. The US is the stronger currency, of course. Now, what was happening is that price is very sensitive. All of a sudden, a dealer in Melbourne, Australia, we're not going to name the dealer, but the dealer advertised one at 20,500. All of a sudden, the floor has regrouped to 20,500. So it's fascinating. It's fascinating. Does that mean... Now, this is the thing. I was talking to Cove. He said he's very hesitant in dropping the floor. They have a ceiling and they have a floor. He's very, very concerned. He doesn't want to be the one who drops the floor because people get pissed off. Now, what you've got to remember is in the Patek market itself there, any of these Pateks, 34,000 US dollars, 44,000. This is crazy, crazy money. You are dealing with a percentage of the population who buys this shit. It's to put it into perspective. Look at my Calatrava, the 5127. Okay. This here in Australia sells for about 24 to 26,000 Aussie, not US, Aussie dollars. So that's kind of my ceiling. I can't really spend more than that. That's kind of, it hurts. Now, these Aquanauts are at crazy prices. So, look, the thing is this. You're dealing with a very select pool of buyers. And I got to be honest with you, it's highly dangerous. That's a highly speculative type of environment to be in. Is the Aquanaut market softening? Look, there are jitters. The economy is, total honesty, I don't think the economy in the Western world is doing terribly well. We're not in depression. Are we in recession? You could argue it. We seem to be floundering. This is, I think, the new normal. With the Aquanauts and that there, I think, to be honest with you, I wouldn't say it's more softening. See, what's happened is when a dealer prices it lower, you've got to get the Chinese buyers to pick them up. Because, let's face it, average American can't afford that shit. Average American ain't buying it. It's got to filter through to the Chinese buyers. That's who's going to buy that shit there. It's a very, very elite customer. So, do I think the market's softening? Look, I think any type of super expensive watch is always very vulnerable. Because you've got to understand, I can't afford that market. I've already said to you, my price limit is like mid-20s Aussie. What's that? That's like 15 US. 15 US is kind of my comfort zone. 15 to 20 US. 20 US is max. So you've got very few players in that range. They get a few little jitters, and it can seem that the market's a bit fluctuate. I think realistically, I don't think the market is collapsing. I don't think it's going to be, you'll get these at retail. No. I think the market's just got a little bit curve and trough. I think realistically, what you find is happening is some people are saying, I'll give you a classic example. I got a good friend of mine, Dave the Super Collector. Okay, Dave the Super Collector. He was offered a 5205, mid-50s Aussie. And he said no, too expensive. So that's kind of what happened there. Too expensive. I think realistically, there are people who are constantly looking for bargains. And what's happened in the Patek market, let me tell you this, is that people are realizing, hey, maybe these Aquanauts, these Nautiluses aren't fucking good value. They're not really good value. And I've been saying for a while, these dress watches are a bit soft. Nobody wants them. Well, hang on a minute. That's not quite true. Because if I look on the Australian market, if I look for Patek Philippe's in the 37mm plus size Calatravas, I can't fucking find any. That's right, I can't find any. And that's what's happening, is that maybe people realize these Nautilus and Aquanauts, they're fucking crazy. There's better value in other Patek type pieces. Now, just to give you an idea of price, I'm just converting this from Aussie into US, because you guys, you Americans, you think the world revolves around you. So, okay, that price there. That price there. Okie dokie. I don't know why the fuck it did this. This is stupid, this fucking app. I'm trying to convert something and it does it the wrong way. Let's have a look. How does it fucking do that? I don't understand this thing here. This stupid app. They've changed this app, which is really... They're trying to fucking sell me shit. They're just fucking... They're adding too many things on it. They're adding too much onto this here. It doesn't fucking tell me. All I want to know is what does... Fuck me dead. This is just irritating. No end at all. Fuck me dead. The XE people, you people are nuts. 55,000 Aussie to US. Let's have a look. Does it tell me? Fuck me dead. This thing is really irritating. What the hell have you people done there? Okay, 50,000 is actually 50,000 Aussie dollars is 34,000 US. Okay, so that's 50. Okay, so he's in that range. He said it was too expensive. It was a 5205 in platinum. So 5205 in white gold. Okay, he said no. Now he actually did buy one. Listen to this. For $40,000. 40,000, a little bit more than 40. Okay, I don't want to mention too much. He bought a platinum world time, a 5110p, same size as mine. Yes, same series as mine, but in platinum, which is fucking crazy pricing. And he's the sort of person who would never buy a Aquanaut or a Nautilus. He said, too value. I want to buy it at retail. But he will buy a platinum at a bargain. So sometimes, I've got to be honest with you, the whole Patek market, if we were in a market that was in free fall, those other Pateks would be even cheaper. Calatravas, World Time, things like that would be. But what's happened is the Nautilus and the Aquanaut market is so strong, it's pulled these other things up. And if I look around the Australian market for Calatravas, it's very hard to find good stock. So I would say, is the market softening? I think with the crazy prices, maybe a bit, but it's not in free fall. I think you're dealing with a very select number of people who can afford a $35,000 wrist US. 35,000 US dollars is a fucking lot of money. That is serious hurt money. And I got to be completely honest with you. I don't think we're in free fall. I think we're looking for savvy investors are out there. I think, honestly, you got to remember this, right? Okay, so the Aquanaut and the Nautiluses, they've been pushed high because of Chinese mainland demand. Okay? So the prices all around the world rose. Now, the problem is, when they're high, the Chinese don't deal with the normal dealers. They deal with their dealers. If another dealer who's not selling to Chinese, he discounts, that'll attract the Chinese. The Chinese are no different to any other human. They want cheap price. So that may be a dealer. That may be someone doing a little bit of profit taking. That's the kind of thing it does. Profit taking. So is the market softening? I think some of the crazy prices could be coming down a little bit. But I would say the market in general is still pretty damn good. I don't see it collapsing. It's just at the very top end, you've got a very select number of punters. Very, very small number of punters. You don't have a lot. So for whatever reason, sometimes people want to take the profit and move on into other things. Sometimes the market, you've got to have a certain number of buyers there, and these are a very elite group If it's priced very low, Chinese buyers will buy it. They'll make arrangements to get it. They're interested in price. Make no bones about it. The affluence in China is something the world has never seen before. We never dealt with China in the 70s and the 80s. China was a closed shop. They were all farmers. Mao Zedong's, Little Red Book. They were all driving around not motorbikes. They were driving on fucking push bikes and with the little hats, and that's what they were doing. They weren't buying Nautiluses. Now the market's changed. The world may be in very, this is the new normal. This is the new normal. This world we live in, this is the new normal. Would I buy a Nautilus or an Aquanaut at the moment at these prices? Very good question. Would I buy one? If I can afford it, for starters. Can I afford it? It's a no-brainer for me now because I don't have the fucking money. I don't have the money to buy one. But okay, say I had money to buy one, would I knowingly buy one? Look, I think I would possibly buy one. Yes. I wouldn't buy an Aquanaut and a Nautilus. I'd probably say, well, I want one Steel Sports Patek. The reality is, to build a relationship with an AD is probably going to cost me a hell of a lot more than just paying the premium. I would probably buy one. Yes, I would. If I had a larger Patek collection and I decided, hey, I want to have a steel Patek. Yes, I would buy one. But I wouldn't buy an Aquanaut and a Nautilus. I'd buy one. I'd may say, fuck, this is dear. This is not value. It's not value. So you've got to remember, the type of person who buys this shit is very, very, they're kind of winners. They've made all the right choices. They did law school or they became a doctor, or they tick the right boxes. And that customer, they want value. They're not just idiots who just follow, they're quite an educated market to have that money to spend. So in that regards there, I think, I honestly think you're dealing, the market's not collapsing. It's not collapsing. It's not going back to retail, is it? That's not happening. They're not available. If you walk into a Patek AD, they're not available. You wait lists and special VIPs, VVVIPs, etc. So the market's not collapsing, but I think that elite clientele, the Chinese, I honestly think if you market down low enough, you'll get Chinese buyers who will buy your inventory. So is it softening? I would say, yeah, well, it definitely is softening. It is softening at the moment. Okay, because we're in this situation. Normal economy's, it's kind of fucked. Kind of just in this sludgy no growth area. But we're not seeing down. I wouldn't be short selling the Aquanaut or the Nautilus. Okay, that's one thing I wouldn't be, because you could get really fucking burnt. But I think myself there are healthy signs, because I look at other Pateks which traditionally were softer, and they've actually becoming more desirable. I mean, I don't really want to mention this, but I've had a few offers on my Calatrava. It's not for sale. I'm not selling it. I don't want to sell it. But this type of watch here, you would say, is a dress watch. Who the fuck wants it? Well, actually, people do, and it's kind of that type of person would have possibly beforehand bought a Nautilus or an Aquanaut, but they've said, fuck, that's stupid, that's not really good value. So I don't think the market is collapsing or terminating. It may. The thing is, that end of the market is a very, very elite. It's like selling Rolls Royces, okay? Secondhand Rolls Royce. You've got a very elite clientele, and very, very small. But the Chinese are there, the Chinese backbone. The Chinese, if they can buy it, they want this shit. So Now, you addressed another issue, which is Hong Kong. Hong Kong, is this a summer shift due to Hong Kong? Very good question. Look, Hong Kong is we've got the riots, the democracy protesters. A lot of the Hong Kong businesses have, you know, we talk about 3-year, 5-year plan. They've got like a fucking 100-year plan. You know, they kind of see things long term, not short term. Look, I think Hong Kong itself, you've got to remember this. Hong Kong's not the people buying these pandas and that. Hong Kong is a conduit to sell to mainland Chinese. The mainland Chinese, they'll go somewhere else. It's that they don't have a problem with it. Hong Kong itself may be having some difficulties. I mean, I personally wouldn't go there myself at the moment. Okay, I not interested in getting there and there's no fucking train, or being stuck in a fucking a mile-long queue for it. You can get fucked if your infrastructure's fucked, guys. I ain't coming. Hong Kong is definitely, it may hurt a little bit, but believe you me, the people who are in business, they're not fly-by-nighters. The Hongkonese, they do this shit for the long term. They can ride out the storm. And to be honest with you, Hong Kong will be fixed up in a couple of weeks' time. It's going to become Tiananmen Square number 2. Okay, they'll send the troops in, get rid of the troublemakers, and we're back to normal. Go back to making big sums of money. So I wouldn't. I think this is just the way the world is. The world is pretty fucked. Globalization didn't work, fuckers. I'm sorry. Globalization didn't work. It was a stupid idea. This is the new normal. But I honestly think the whole watch market itself, the stupid end, there may be people who are pulling back a bit, but they're buying value. Dave, the super collector, he bought a 5110 platinum. He's normally a sports buyer, but why did he buy it? Well, it's a killer watch for starters, but he saw value. The people who buy at that end, they're not idiots. Okay, the reason they have all the money is because they make less mistakes than us poorer people. So you've got to remember that. You really got to remember that. So there you go, guys. I'm Paul Pluta. This is the Paul Pluta channel. Paid reviews keep me full-time on YouTube. Remember, like, subscribe, tell your fuckhead friends. And if you haven't done a paid review, it's $50 US. And I will review your collection or answer any queries you may have. Until next time, ciao, fuckers. SW, David SW. Who does ArchieLuxury recommend is the greatest grey market dealer in America? There's only one choice, David SW. That's right, guys. I've got to tell you the honest truth. I have for a long time been looking for the perfect answer. Who do I recommend people go to see? Who do I recommend that people can go and buy watches? And I've got to be honest with you. The greatest pre-owned dealer for Rolex, Patek Philippe, Audemars Piguet is David SW. David SW. David SW. DavidSW.com. That's right, guys. I have been looking for a contact who I can very nicely refer people to. I am not in the selling business. Customer service, I'm too old to sell watches. I'm too old. I like to recommend my viewers to a reliable source. In Australia, I've got some great sources. There's Sydney Watch Exchange with Cove, Ronnie at Vintage Watch Co, Shani at European Watch Gallery. And in America, who is the best source for pre-owned Rolex? For all the hot models? There's only one person I would recommend, David SW. David SW, David SW. That is the premier source for pre-owned Rolex. I gotta be completely frank and honest with you. Guys, if you are looking for a hot Rolex model, there is only one place you can go to. David SW. David SW, David SW. Let's be honest, guys. There's no point schmoozing the dealers, the ADs. They're just a waste of time. Unless you're going to buy 20 pieces, you are wasting your time. What you're better off to do is pay the market premium and go to a good pre-owned dealer. Who do I recommend? David SW. David SW. David SW. That's correct, guys. I want to tell you this now. I 100% stand behind David SW. David SW, the greatest pre-owned dealer in the entire United States of America. That's right, the greatest pre-owned dealer for Rolex, for Patek Philippe, for Audemars Piguet, David SW. He even does things like FP Journe. David SW, David SW, David SW. That's right. If you want to buy a pre-owned Rolex, a Patek Philippe, Audemars Piguet, there's only one good source I would recommend. David SW, David SW, David SW. I'm Paul Pluta, the method actor who plays Archibald Chesterfield III, and I'm proud to recommend David SW. See you later. Thank you for watching this channel.
Hey Archie Luxury fans, if you're into luxury, then you gotta be into 66 Buick Rivieras. Check out my son and I, Alex, as we restore this beautiful 66 Buick.
Neighbors are having a picnic, you know, having fun and stuff. Me, I'm doing cars. It's what I've done my whole life.
Hello, my name is Lana and I am a nurse. I want to talk to you about boring YouTube channels and luxury wristwatches and other luxury goods. Are you bored of the usual boring watch reviews? Are you bored of the normal factory promotions? If so, I prescribe you ArchieLuxury channel. Archie is just what the doctor ordered. Archie is a magic tonic what will make you happy and smile every day. If you keep watching Archie, you may be able to date women like me. ArchieLuxury will make you a big success with beautiful girls. Я тебя люблю, ArchieLuxury, и не могу жить без тебя.